Welcome back to News Inside. Olatubosun Oyitilo, a member of the presidential campaign committee from Ogun State.
Osun State? I was thinking it's Osun State.
No, it's Ogun State, if I'm correct.
No, I was thinking it's Osun State.
He took a swipe on people forming the alliance and said this alliance will not work. Is it because they are parochial in their view of President Bola Tinubu's policies and governance? Peter, do you think it's true?
That's Nigerians. We are wonderful people. No, an example he gave is how do you think they will succeed when Tinubu is reviving our economy? That's one of the reasons he gave why I think it won't work. And economy we are all living in, that most people cannot afford their daily bread. The economy that most people are struggling to meet and struggling to meet. So the truth still remains that he's doing what he should do as a party man. People are gathering to form a united force to face this government because this government has failed people. Imagine that this government has delivered on the promises. People won't pay attention to this coalition. Imagine that our infrastructures are working, our hinterlands are secured, our borders are secured, we have our lives, factories are here, people are fully engaged. Who will be talking about coalition? They'll just be wasting time. But it is gathering momentum because of the failed system. These government policies has not yielded any dividend. Instead, people are being impoverished every day. Lives are being lost every day. And the high level of misappropriation of priority is mind-blowing. You're doing Lagos Calabar Superhighway. For what? Lagos Obini Road is a dead trap. Why don't you go and fix it? Or have roads in Nigeria that are dead, that should revive. But we're not. We're invited on a project. And people gather in Lagos to celebrate a job that you just don't less than 5%.
30 kilometers.
30 kilometers. Very
5% of entire. It's 5% pass mark in the nation. So, see, this level of propaganda cannot work. You see, it has failed. As everyone has said, this government, if I really want to be sincere to Tinubu, tell me he has 2 years to reject his plan, replan the whole thing, his strategy. Nigerians want to see progress. Nigerians want to see his economic system work. We're not against Tinubu. We're against what is happening. The impoverishment of people. Yes. It was one Nigeria to work.
Okafor.
Yeah.
Oyitilo. You're right. It's from Osun State.
It's from Osun State. Yeah. No, it was a former lawmaker. So
okay. Yeah. If I actually thought it was Oyinlole. Oyinloye.
Okay.
You know the Oyinloye that was former governor of Osun State. This one Oyitilo.
It was a former lawmaker.
Yes. Look at all his reasons for criticizing the opposition. All fake.
He said this coalition against Tinubu towards 2027 will fail. He's not far from truth if certain things happen. This coalition will fail if the living standard of people improves to be better than what they had in 2023, May 29th. Okay? If the living standard of Nigerians goal was, we are not certain the coalition will fail. If let's just use simple terms, something he melts. If the people's ability, what we call disposable income, they have to transact and do things out from whichever work they are engaged in. If it improves, the coalition will fail. If Nigerians now have more money to build their personal houses from their legitimate earnings, not from stealing government money, not from Yahoo, not from drug, not from illegal things, the coalition will fail. But if Nigeria continues to drift to a direction where the richest people are politicians, the coalition may not fail. The only nation where the only people that will Odogu are either drug barons or Yahoo people or politicians. They are the Odogus, not people that do legitimate job. The coalition may not fail. If the this country continue to drift in line so that the law enforcement agents, much of their activities is pushed towards against those who are against government, the coalition may not fail. Because at the end of the day, you find out that the law enforcement agents that are meant to kind of correct the system so that corruption is fought to stand still, they are themselves being controlled by the corrupt politician. It's a circus. If these circus continue, so that the law enforcement agents in private meeting with them, they tell you, our hands are tied. But in public, they say, we are doing our job. We will hit corruption. If we continue that way, the coalition may not fail. I keep telling you, he has the opportunity, like he said, between now and 2027, Asiwaju himself can decide that this coalition will fail by simply doing what? Delivering good governance to the people. People just want good governance. And that's all. And mind you, another thing that is very strong, if INEC is allowed to remain with their permanent glitch they had in 2023, the coalition can also fail. But if people say, no, INEC, we're not going to allow you to do that nonsense again, every glitch can be fixed immediately and will not allow that to happen. And the people decide to come out and fight INEC to stand still. Whether it's National Assembly, they want to start from, to make it a mandatory transmission of our votes, fine. Whichever way, just to ensure that INEC does not have the prerogative to determine a winner. It's the people's vote that will determine the winner. Then the coalition may not fail. Anybody who, look at what he said. He said Asiwaju is their master. Being if Olatunbosi is relying, he said they are also forming the coalition to satisfy their greed, hatred for the president, and the desperation to clinch power by all means. He didn't reference to the people at all. It's about the coalition people and the president. He said, but the truth is that Tinubu is their master and they will fail as usual. Master in what? He mentioned Atiku, he mentioned Amechi, he mentioned El-Rufai. Among this one, I don't know who Tinubu is master to. I've never seen in our political history where Tinubu was master to Amechi. I don't know Atiku or El-Rufai. So I don't know who Tinubu is master to.
Maybe in the game of politics.
Yeah, and again, if the reason why you don't want the coalition to succeed is about master-servant relationship, you are not speaking for the people.
It's not about the people.
It's not about the people. I was thinking that the reason this coalition will fail is because Tinubu has performed. And Nigerians will be the one to stand for Tinubu. Tinubu wouldn't even need to campaign. Nigerians will say, no, take your coalition away. We want to enjoy the cheap fuel prices we are getting now. We want to enjoy the high living standard we are getting now. We want to enjoy the security we are getting now. That before we couldn't travel, but now we can travel. Before we couldn't go to our farms, but now we can go to our farms. That is what will determine whether the coalition will fail or not.
Now, we don't need to. Otido won't need to do a lot of campaign in Abia State. It's glaring to everybody's eyes what he has done or what he's keep on doing. Forget whether the contracts are over-bloated. We have contracts that are bloated, right, or over-bloated that were never even done. But now the people can see good road. So will he have an opposition because he's doing something good? Because this one now, he's saying that the coalition will fail. No matter the coalition in Abia, for example, there can be a coalition, no problem. It's the people that decide who comes forth. Nigerians will decide, not just the coalition.
I don't think he's saying from that point. He said something that which is key. He said Tinubu is the master. And they will fail. You know why they are bragging about that? Because we're not demanding what we should demand. We must keep demanding for INEC to be reformed. They're saying from position of rest. They feel like they have control of the system. INEC must change the way they operate. There must be transparency. See, if INEC is fully independent and does their work, they won't come out bragging. He wasn't bragging with what this government has achieved or done. He was probably bragging because he's the master of the game of politics. That is where he's straight at. So until we INEC get it right, and we'll keep demanding for INEC to get it right. INEC must get it right. We must go and demand for a change in how they operate. The policies. We need to go. For me, I'm ready to that Mr. Peter Nigeria. I'm going to go with him to National Assembly. Because this system is a failed system. They've exploited it. That's why they're not doing anything for electoral reform. Until we get this electoral reform, this coalition is likely bound to fail. We can vote, they decide who that come. It's no longer about voting. They decide the outcome. 10 of us can vote for one person and they declare a result. What will you do? The same thing, they ask you to go to court. So until we get this electoral reform done, this coalition is in danger. That's my take.
All right. I hope we'll have an opportunity of speaking to the convener of the reforms that they're asking INEC to have. They'll be having a campaign and they give a 30-day ultimatum, which will end on the 6th of this June. Today is 1st, I guess.
Second.
Today is 2nd. So we'll be able to talk to them. I think what Nigeria want is reforms. And these reforms can only come through National Assembly. And there were clauses that they put there that INEC can decide to transmit a result in every way or any way they want. That's what they want the National Assembly to expunge, that it should only be through.
As a matter of fact, if you see most Obi supporters, which are also among those being won by these Olatunbosu, have insisted that they keep maintaining that if the last election result were transmitted electronically, that would be won that election.
Yes.
So to dispel this kind of rumor or belief that people are not ready to let go, INEC should just be very transparent. Going to the National Assembly is simply to make it mandatory.
Yes.
It's not like the laws they have now does not allow them to. They already did it.
Yes.
So they did it the last time.
Yes.
They just rationally did it and decided to abandon it. And that's not what we call strategy. And that's not what we call being master.
Yeah.
No, we don't want to bequeath nonsense to our children. We don't want to bequeath how to fraudulently get something done to our children. That's not mastery. That's not strategy. That's not strategy. If I call you to present as a representative of a company, to present your strategy to achieving something to me so that we can patronize you, you can't present fraudulent strategy. You can't present something that is not legal and call it a strategy and say you are a strategy. That's illegality. No. Strategy are those lawful things, lawful pathway to success, lawful pathways that you can combine, put together to succeed and do it better than the other person. Not something that is clunky and something that's questionable. That's not what we want.
All right, we'll keep on making sure we bring you all sides and views that people talk and see what they want. Is it for Nigerians or for a particular person that wants things to go his own way? It's Nigerian that works for all of us. That's what we're all about. We'll be right back on News Inside.